Now we have motivation this morning. We have seasoned inspirational speaker and author Fola Daniel. Now he'll be sharing with us on the topic talent is not enough. I've heard that so much. Talent is not enough. Talent is not enough. And there's also an adjoining phrase that says hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so let's break it down. Talent is not first of all, what is talent?
Okay, so talents are natural gifts, natural abilities, natural endeavors, natural endowments, things that you just do effortlessly. You don't need to sweat. You don't need to break a bank to get certain things done. Some other people are trying to do it, and you just do it seamlessly. Everything just works. Yeah. For example, some people find it so easy to speak. Nobody needs to tell them what to say. Nobody needs to train them. You find out that there are people who just have their diction right, the elocution, the spacing, everything just works. Some people just have the gift of the gab. And there are some people who just know how to mix things together. Just like you were talking about the kitchen, some people are just good at it. You ask them, who trained you? And then they tell you, well, nobody really trained me. They're just working around it.
Some people, the way they fry fish is very different from, I will fry that it will taste like this.
So for some people, it's just talent. And you look at some other people, the way they put your clothes together, there's no way they look at you and say, wow, you have some sartorial savvy. So it's about gifts. Your clothes just looks like it was an engineer that had some precision, all the corners, everything, the curves and everything. It just comes out perfect. So it's a gift for so many people that these are not things that have to do with training. They are innate abilities, your inborn abilities. However, we keep saying that talent is not enough because it's not talent alone that will take you to success. There are so many people who are talented but are not successful. And there are so many people who are not successful, who are not talented, but they are successful. Why is that? Now, think of boxing.
Okay.
In boxing, if you know Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers ever, one of the things that he does in his match is that when you're boxing him, it takes in a lot of the punches.
Yes, he does.
When you're trying, you punch, you're punching, and it's taking in a lot. One of the things he has learned is that you need to be able to soak in a lot. And when you're soaking in, you are actually trying to drain the energy of your opponent. So much so that when he's getting weak, you have conserved energy to be able to fight back. That's why when he fights back, he's able to knock out
his opponent.
That
worked for him, but then the after effects. Muhammad Ali had Parkinson's disease, of course,
he did,
due to that.
But that's just one part of it. In boxing, again, there's something that you must also consider. You notice that when anybody is coaching anyone to box and they're teaching, they tell you that your speed is very important. It's not only enough to be able to throw a punch. You must learn how to dodge the punch. To be able to dodge successfully, it's about speed.
Very true.
So that tells you that in addition to your talent, there are places where you're going to need perseverance. There are places where you're going to need speed. And there are places where you're going to need tactics. Imagine if I have knowledge of medicine and I'm into boxing. Don't try me. I'm just going to knock you out in 3 seconds. You know why? Because I know where to touch. I know where to hit. And I'm just going to weaken you in a few. So imagine that you're also going into business. And you bring that knowledge of being a boxer and a medical doctor combined in boxing. So it's easier to knock out your opponent because you not only have the talent of boxing, you have the knowledge of anatomy. So it's easier to defeat the person, not just because of your talent at boxing, but because of your anatomy knowledge. So in business, in life, in anything that you're doing, your talent is not enough.
Now, why so? Why is it that a lot of people who are talented, we notice that there's a propensity to be lazy?
Yes.
Because things come easy to you. Like you said, some people have the gift of the gab. Some people can
They
cook
supposedly
easily.
come easy.
Yes, yes. So it comes, yes, it does come that way. And then it tends to breed laziness when it does happen. Because at the end, I'll still get it done.
Let me give you an example of those who are speakers and those who are musicians and stuff like that. They get a lot of attention easily. And they just assume that because you're getting a lot of attention, people are going to give you platforms. And when they give you platforms, the money starts rolling in. Or you have a little fame, and you think that it's going to automatically sustain itself. Or the fame is going to go on autopilot, and your money is going to go on autopilot. It doesn't work that way. Take, for example, in music. There were some musicians that were reigning when we were growing up. Where are they today? Or how many of them are still relevant today?
Look, we are in the entertainment industry. I understand
what happened to them?
Beans.
It's because talent is not enough. You see, you need to go from talent and be able to build an industry out of your talent. You need to go the business part of it. You need to go from just having a talent and create products out of your talent. If you have talent and you're not creating industry, you're not creating products out of your talent, you'll be frustrated in no time. Because, for example, the musician who sings one song, sings another one, makes one album, and is not disciplined enough to learn the art of creating evergreen songs, how is it going to remain relevant? Because creating evergreen songs is what keeps you relevant in that industry. Okay, if you're also, sorry, quick one on speakers. Yeah. If you're also a speaker and you keep saying the same thing all the time, are people not going to get tired of listening to you? If I come here all the time and all I ever say is, aspire to perspire so that you retire and you're not fired. I mean, people are just going to get tired of you. So you need to be able to say certain things that are different. You have to be able to bring a fresh spice. You need to be able to bring in a fresh perspective. So it applies across industry, regardless of what your talent is. What are you going to do consistently? What are you going to do different? You see, being able to do something consistently and with a difference, it just adds a lot of energy and money to your talent.
Fola Daniel, I wish we had so much time.
Yes, just before we go, I was going to give you something. You know, they've been saying that he's an author of several books so that they don't think he's an audio author. So I had this one for you, but just then I asked if you were married.
No, I'm not.
Okay, yes, so I'm thinking, should I give you Before the Wedding or Breaking Grounds?
Don't worry about marriage. There's been so much talk about before the wedding. Breaking Grounds Despite Backgrounds.
That's an amazing book, and it's going to blow your mind.
Well, he has said it. He's not an audio author. He's audio and video. Come on. Thank you so much, Fola Daniel. It was great talking to you this Monday morning. And that's it on Motivation this Monday morning. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll take a short recess. There's still more to come.